Hey everyone, my name is Rebecca Merrill, and I work on all things digital at the Cathedral of St. John the Divine in New York City. Today, in our continuing Cathedral from Home series, I've called up my colleague Issac Lopez, who works in our productions department. He was a house manager when there was a house to manage, and also the coordinator in the productions department. Hi, Issac.
Hello, hi, thanks for having me.
Of course. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Yeah, I mean, Corona, but I'm doing
Yeah.
well.
Good. So I mentioned that you work in our Cathedral Productions department. Can you tell me a little bit about how you came to that role?
Yeah, it was like a crazy little incline. I started working in the cathedral as an usher 2 years ago.
Hmm.
Um, and pretty quickly I also became like a carpenter, and I kind of just did everything around the house to make sure, everything was going smooth. And so last summer I was offered the promotion to house manager when Christian Martinez became our director of productions.
Hmm.
So I took that, and then I was just like, I love the work that y'all do at the cathedral. I would love to do more if you have anything more for me to do. And so when the previous production coordinator stepped down, I kind of stepped in temporarily just to be like, am I a good fit? Would this
Hmm.
work?
Hmm. Hmm.
And now I'm here.
So as you sort of alluded to, you were in the process of ramping up when the cathedral temporarily shut down, taking on more like administrative, more office work, learning the ropes a little bit. How has that adjustment been? How have you shifted since the pandemic has happened?
A lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So before this, I was I was mostly like making loads of schedules, sending out loads of emails, so many timestamps, a big old like personal planner with a calendar,
Hmm.
just making sure all the events happened, everybody knew when they were coming, what exactly they were doing, for every event in the cathedral.
Hmm.
Um, I also started like helping with audio tech, and I started just being involved more literally during the events as well when I wasn't a
Hmm.
house manager.
Hmm.
Um, and so when all of this got knocked down, luckily right before this, I also started learning a little bit about a program called Vectorworks, which is what we in the productions department use to create ground plans for events. We let people know how the house is going to look. If our
Hmm.
carpenters need to build it, they can just look at it and know exactly what it is.
Hmm.
Um, this crazy little virus hit, and so everything became cyber. So the first thing that was a go-to for me was to work more on Vectorworks.
Hmm.
So I make a lot more detailed plans of the cathedral now. We're starting to turn everything into a 3D model of the
Oh
cathedral
my
for our ground
gosh.
plans. um, I know, like real chairs, real platforms. It's really exciting.
Hmm.
um, and that was like my first step in. And after that, because I had been starting to shadow as like an audio tech during Sunday services, and because you graciously had taken on the entire load of live streaming by
Hmm.
yourself, productions wanted to like step in and like help. I had some time on my hands, and Christian directed me to just research the process. And so now I'm also on your team helping with live streaming, making sure everything goes well, editing some videos, making it work.
Yeah, you have truly been a dream stepping in to help all of this. We've all been asked to learn a lot of new things and do our jobs in totally different ways. So it's a fun challenge, but a challenge for sure.
Oh yeah. But also, yeah, really, really good when you accomplish things. It feels great.
Hmm.
Let's keep doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah, totally. As you know, because I complain and not complain, but because I talk about it often, I am talking to you from my very small kitchen in my apartment in Harlem. Where are you at right now? And what's the setup that you have going for you?
Um, just 2 weeks ago, I actually my lease ended in New York.
Mm.
For the
Hmm.
first month, I was just in my apartment in New York.
Hmm.
Also with my tiny little kitchen and my
Yeah.
tiny little room.
Yeah.
Um, but because my lease ended, I lost one roommate. She moved, and then the other roommate lost a job. We were like, we cannot sign a new lease right now. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So I moved back to Washington State with my family
Mm-hmm.
in a
Mm-hmm.
little small town called Polspo of like
Mm-hmm.
10,000 people, so just like New York.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and now I'm in luckily my family has a guest room, and it's a really nice little guest room, so I'm here in my guest room.
Mm-hmm.
um, I have a big old like glass desk set up. I have my dual display. um, that's my couch. That's also my pull-out bed. Most importantly though, to make sure that like I work, I have
Mhm.
this moose pillow right here that inspires me every day.
This is
um,
my favorite part of your home setup is the moose pillow that we get to see every time.
you're in the Pacific Northwest. You just know.
Yeah.
Like, my family went out somewhere to buy this pillow to decorate their house with. Yeah. So I'm in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, and he keeps you company, the moose. The moose keeps you company when you're working. When Christian can't be there to make sure you're
Absolutely.
doing everything, the moose keeps an eye on you.
When mozzarella can't be there to warm my heart.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, Mozzarella, who is a dog that we work with.
Yeah.
um, is there anything? I mean, I know you've gone through a whole ton of change in just the past month, the past 6 weeks, the past 8 weeks. Is there anything that is grounding you, is helping you find a sense of normalcy? Is it a lost cause other than the moose pillow? What is helping you get through?
Yeah. Thank goodness.
Yeah,
God, we need to name. We need to
we
name.
really
I have
do.
no
We
idea.
need to name it.
Um, you can comment below if you need.
Yeah.
Um, everything has. So I just graduated college last year.
Mhm.
Um, Everything has felt really transitionary.
Mhm.
And I just transitioned into this job, and then I just transitioned back to Washington because of Corona. It's
Mhm.
all really up in the air. But to ground myself in that, um, work has been really helpful. It creates a
Mhm.
schedule. It
Mhm.
gives me something to do every day.
Yeah.
Um, Before that, I wake up, I make my breakfast, nice fresh eggs from the chickens that we have here. Um,
God.
I watch like an episode of Schitt's Creek. I
Mhm.
do the work.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
and then afterwards, I just try to give myself a lot of activities to explore.
Mhm.
Um, on the side, I'm a theater artist, so I have a lot of things that I can explore. Um, and I can kind of just change that every day now. There's a lot of resources here for me in Washington. There's a lot more space for me in Washington. Um, so I can tap dance, I can sing, I can play video games and relax,
Mhm.
doing
Mhm.
all of that.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds nice. It's funny how I have never had to work as much on Sunday services as I do now, and that routine is something that the cycle of the week is just something that can both be like it never stops. There's like you finish a
Yeah.
week and there's always another one, but in the same way it like sets some mile markers for you during the week to have to hit.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a true cycle that you can just follow. It's crazy and it's comforting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Has there been anything that has surprised you in a good way, in a bad way, about how you've fared, how you're adjusting?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of us are finding that we can handle being alone, in
Mm-hmm.
our own little space doing our own little thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've always thought like I was this big extrovert, like theater actor running around, doing a bunch of stuff, but I'm chilling right now. I get to do my work at home, and then I get to like explore whatever I want to explore after.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of I think I'm shocked by how good it feels to be able to like give myself that freedom and all of this space in my life.
Yeah, yeah, totally, totally. It's
Yeah.
like one of those, um, not like unintended, but it's sometimes it's surprising to be like, oh, there are parts of this that are kind of nice.
Yeah, a blessing out of a very, very weird situation.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I know your plan is to come back to New York City whenever it's safe and whenever the cathedral reopens. What are
Oh
you
yeah.
most looking forward to when that happens?
I had, like, I think just a couple of weeks before this hit and we had to start working from home, I had just taken my first vertical tour
Oh
of
my
the
gosh.
cathedral.
Uh-huh.
It was gorgeous. I took so many photos.
Uh-huh.
I really hope I can go back and take more tours. I really want to go down into the crypt and see what's
Mm-hmm.
happening down there.
Mm-hmm.
Any of like the art history tours as well. I want to learn more about it. So I'm really excited for that to happen again.
Yeah, the tours are so great, and our public education team is just truly tops at finding, like, there's so many, like every piece of the cathedral has, like, I could take a 30-minute tour about any of those things, you know?
Literally, the history is baffling. It's insane. So, like,
Yeah,
props, shout out. Like,
yeah.
absolutely.
Amazing. All right, Isaac, thank you so much for taking the time today to talk to me, for introducing the moose pillow to the world. I really appreciate it. And I'm sure I will be talking to you soon.
Oh yeah. I mean, the Sunday service cycle is always here.
Yeah, so
The
I'll talk
moose
to
is
you
always
in
here.
30 minutes.
Probably. Thank you for having me. It's been really fun.
Of course. All right, talk to you later.
Okay, thanks. Bye.